A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that has stirred significant debate, the Pentagon is reportedly preparing to deploy U.S. military forces to Chicago to address rising concerns over crime, homelessness, and undocumented immigration. This announcement comes as President Donald Trump intensifies his rhetoric against cities governed by Democratic leaders, labeling Chicago as a mess and vowing to implement stricter measures to restore order. According to sources familiar with the situation, the Defense Department has been developing various deployment strategies for weeks, with plans to mobilize thousands of National Guard members as early as September. Trump's remarks reflect a broader strategy aimed at showcasing his administration's commitment to law and order, especially in urban areas that have experienced increases in crime rates. By framing the issue as a public safety crisis, the president seeks to rally support from his base, emphasizing the need for federal intervention in cities that he perceives as failing to manage their own affairs. The potential deployment of military personnel has raised eyebrows among local officials and community leaders, many of whom view such actions as unwarranted and a violation of state and local autonomy. Critics argue that the use of military force in domestic situations could exacerbate tensions between law enforcement and the communities they serve. The Chicago mayor, who has been the target of Trump's criticisms, has publicly opposed the idea, stating that local authorities should be entrusted with addressing these issues without federal intervention. Administration officials have defended the proposed deployment, arguing that it is a necessary step to restore peace and stability in troubled areas. They contend that the military's involvement could provide additional resources and support for local law enforcement agencies overwhelmed by rising crime rates. However, the implications of such a move remain contentious, as many question the effectiveness of military intervention in civilian matters. This initiative in Chicago is viewed as a potential model for similar actions in other major cities across the United States. Trump's administration has previously deployed federal agents to cities like Portland and Seattle during protests against police violence, further blurring the lines between federal and local law enforcement responsibilities. As the situation unfolds, experts caution that the militarization of police forces could lead to increased violence and a breakdown of trust between communities and law enforcement. The political ramifications of this decision could be significant as well. With the 2024 presidential election approaching, Trump's administration appears to be banking on a tough-on-crime narrative to galvanize support among voters concerned about safety. However, this strategy could backfire, alienating moderate voters who may view military deployments as an overreach of executive power. In the larger context of U.S. politics, this development highlights the ongoing struggle between federal and state authorities, particularly regarding issues of public safety and immigration. With the nation still grappling with the fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic and economic instability, the Trump administration's focus on crime and immigration may serve as a distraction from other pressing issues. As the debate continues, one thing is clear. The proposed military deployment to Chicago represents a pivotal moment in the ongoing discourse around crime, governance, and the role of the federal government in local affairs. The coming weeks will likely reveal how this plan unfolds and its impact on the political landscape leading up to the 2024 elections. With public opinion divided, the administration must navigate the complex interplay of law enforcement, community relations, and political strategy as it seeks to implement its vision for urban America. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.